Can I offer you a patchouli knowledge in this trying time? Good morning, everyone. You are tuned into twitch.tv/bedsores, coming to you live from my sick couch in the Chronic Illness Autonomous Zone. I'm your host, Alyssa, here with my co-host and transcriptionist, Earl, and this is Patchouli. Let's get some rest today. Welcome to Magical Tetris Challenge by Patchouli. We're dealing with a Capcom game with Disney characters that was released on the N64 and PSX, and also on the Alex 64, and we'll talk about that in a second. Fumo down? Yeah, let's get her back. So Tetris is copyright 1987 and Lorg. That makes sense. I assume the IBM version was what Tetris Holdings was using as the copyright point. And the temporary landing system, whatever that is, copyright Arika. Apparently it's the ghost piece. So yeah, they licensed the ghost piece from Arika. This is back in a time when you can imagine a game mechanic thing like the ghost piece wasn't just glommed onto by TTC, the Tetris company, but instead was Arika's thing. So right now you are seeing an N64 game. This is not exactly what was run on the arcade. However, the arcade system was known as the Alex 64, which was an analog to the Sega Naomi, by which I mean this was a cartridge-based arcade system heavily based on existing hardware. In the Naomi's case, the Dreamcast, and in this Alex 64's case, the Nintendo 64. I did get an Alex 64 version working. It just had some sound performance issues that were just, I felt, would distract from the presentation. I hope you'll forgive me. So this is in that funny moment of the late 90s before Tetris Holdings consolidated everything into the guideline. So we are dealing with a random piece generation. The playfield is also 10 by 18, but you can stack a little bit above it, which is cool. There's no hold, but there is a hard drop. You do share a piece preview with your opponent, so you get one piece preview, and then the next piece after that is shared between you and whoever you're trying to kill. The custom rotation system is what's listed on Tetris Wiki. Let's look into that. This is a table of all the rotations for Magical Tetris Challenge. If you look closely, you can see that there are some pieces there that aren't tetraminos, because this game does allow you to send pentaminos as garbage. And so they defined rotation tables, i.e. 4 states for each piece. That doesn't mean that they necessarily defined kick tables for all pieces. The kick table tells the piece how to rotate in space when it encounters an obstacle, and the just basic rotation table tells it how to rotate without that. If you look closely, also the starting positions for all of the pieces are different than what we'll be used to, and that'll come up in trying to stay alive in the late game. Unlike most rotation systems with multiple wall kicks like SRS or TGM, which generally test a list of relative positions and apply the first one where the piece does not collide with the field, this rotation system tries to push the piece depending on where it collided with the field. Rather than just going down a table of, like, different options that you know are what you want, the game actually tries to, in a sense, like, model the physics of a sort by taking the point of contact and pressing the piece away. I just saw their kick table map. Oh my god. So these are the counterclockwise and clockwise kick maps that they're using. Look at these things. They're gross. The priority order for collision checks is red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, purple. I don't know what this means at all.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting. It is not known where the gray cells fit in there, but we know they are
high. Anime bullshit with their hands on their hips.
Yeah, anime bullshit right here. You try to rotate this piece clockwise. It collides on the right and then moves a piece to the right. So it just like kind of teleports over in a fascinating manner. I don't know, I'm probably not going to be able to get any weird wall kicks out of this, but I fucking love this. Also, the bounding boxes are 5x5, and the reason is because I'm the president of the United States of America. Now, the reason is because they have some pieces that take up a 5x5 box. Patchouli, don't show that. So, if you play this on the arcade, there will just be Magical Tetris and Up-Down Tetris. Alright everybody, we're gonna try Mini for the first round. The jump around orchestra hit there always gets me. Dun dun dun. Ah! Ah! One day, Minnie was baking her special vegetable cookies with vegetables from Goofy's garden when she noticed a piece of strange stone that glowed mysteriously and enchanted Minnie with its beauty. What a beautiful stone! It must be from the stone that Donald brought here. He must have dropped it. Much like Fire Emblem Three Houses, which we played last night, the game is told fragmentarily. To get the whole story, you need to play all 4 characters. Minnie liked the piece of stone a lot and thought it would make a beautiful pendant. When her cookies came out of the oven, she went to Donald's house to ask him if she could keep it. Hello, Donald. Hi, Minnie, what are you doing? Donald, I wanted to ask if I could keep this piece of your stone. I like it so much. Do you think you could give it to me? Let me think. Okay, I'll tell you what. Beat me in Tetris and the stone is yours. The soundtrack, unfortunately, total banger. So that's the level counter going up, which is sort of like a garbage margin time, if you know that from Tetrio. So if you look at Donald's side of the playfield, because I've sent Donald some shit, now Donald is getting penties, which you ought to have looked at. So the pieces I'm getting now, these are magical pieces. Not Daggett. Donald is sending me because Donald did a good job clearing Tetrises, or whatever. Okay, a deal's a deal. The stone is yours. Thank you, Donald. If you couldn't tell already, I have nothing but antipathy for the Disney Corporation and their special little rats. I just did a maneuver that we should actually note. I just held down to soft drop and then moved my piece. Tetris, the Grandmaster rule sets, like as soon as you hold down while a piece is at the bottom of your playfield, it locks in place. And this game does not do that. Pentis! The game says Pentris, but it just doesn't know what it's talking about. It's doing its gay little best, but it doesn't understand the way of the Pentis. This game does reward combos. You can see the hit counter, hit 2, hit 3, hit 4. So Donald just made some shit happen. Shit that's no good for me. Did I say Donald? Fuck him. I hate the rat. The playfields on this version of Tetris are simply darling. Where do the living playfields fit into this lovely little psychodrama? They're skeuomorphs of our wonderful life. Those little question marks at the top of my screen are the magical pieces that I'm getting. This is Donald Dog, yeah. So Donald Dog on the right there just cleared enough pieces such that he could get a big rainbow and make all the pieces go away. That's what these fucking gays are trying to do. I'm gay, I can say it. They're trying to take away all of our straight pieces. Why is this backing track just one Gorillaz song? What is it? Yeah, I see what you mean. We've come for your pendant, hand it over. Who are you? We work for Sir Pete. I'm Big Bad Wolf, I'm Weasel, and that pendant is ours. I hate the playfields. Imagine one of these guys on a fleshlight. Daggett says, say it, Liz, and then immediately says, no, I wish you had.
Every day I worry all day.
Look at those faces and tell me that they wouldn't belong there. Shut up! They hated her because she told the truth. You know, look at that barrel. How could you tell me I'm wrong? How forward? It opens itself up to you. Please put the shovel down. You're all going in the hole. You're never getting out. I think this game fails to adequately explore Donald's feelings about his dead sister who left him with 3 kids to care for. Is this a dead sister game? Does Donald have a dead sister? I have a dead sister! He's just like me for real! Final thoughts on Magical Tetris Challenge. So many fascinating choices. Worthwhile iterations of Tetris game design. The conscious choice to pick Ghost Piece was good. The magical Tetris pieces as being a sort of alternate evolutionary path to the garbage system that we're all used to. Having one shared piece preview between the 2 boards is just interesting. The rotation system seems fascinating, although I don't know how to make use of it in an effective context. Magical Tetris Challenge, more like challenging Tetriskal magic. Fleshlight. This has been twitch.tv/bedsores, coming to you live from my sick couch in the chronic illness autonomous zone. I've been your host Alyssa, here with my co-host and transcriptionist Earl. take care, and do your best. Would an Ochimono game with pieces made up of 6 squares be called sexist? If you made it, you could maybe find out. Make sexist, Eris. Thus I had a mouthful of tea. Why don't you get a mouthful of sexist instead? It's on my keyboard. Okay, I did. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had just recovered and taken another sip. 2 spit takes. That's what I'm known for. It's helping girls get things out of their mouth. Oh, we're arguing about fiction now. Damn. You know what this makes me think of? Makes me think of Umineko no Nakoroni.